Way is clear. I took out the Deadwalker patrols.
And my men are in position. Good work. We'll be able to keep an eye on the entire zone and avoid any unpleasant surprises.
I'll be going now.
I wish I could go out on a recon, but the captain says I have to stay here.
What is it, Vulcan?
I wanted to ask you. The Blades who were in the city, do you think they made it?
I hope so. I really hope so. After all, they shouldn't have been taking part in the battle. With a bit of luck, they weren't in the front lines when the ice wave struck. Generally, the Ice Lords don't kill those they capture. They like to keep their prisoners close by. Let's hope that our lads are amongst them. Maybe we can free them.
What do you think of the situation?
The same as I always thought. That all of this fuss has made absolutely no difference. We are in the shite, and the only sensible thing to do is get the hell out of here as quick as possible.
You don't think we have any chance of winning?
How can you ask yourself that question, standing in front of this devastation? Either you're blind or stupid. Good gods, a whole army was decimated in the blink of an eye.
Do you know Carol Thas?
I came here a long time ago, at the beginning of the war. We hoped at the time the elves would help us. It was soon disavowed of that little fantasy. There they were, all safe and sound in their city, totally disinterested in taking any risk for any other races. I didn't stay long. When I learned that there was a battle brewing, and that the last of the human armies were gathering here, I sent a couple of our lads hoping to recruit some good men.
Let's change the subject. I gotta go.
Huh. If I knew how messed up everything was gonna be. You know what a pain in the ass it was hauling my cart here?
I bet. But we're lucky you followed us. We could use a good blacksmith.
Yeah, well, seeing what's left of the village, it's not like I had a choice. And with you around, business is better than ever. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Let's see what you made this time. Hey, Buffalo. I see nobody managed to kill you yet.
Not before I've seen you blown up by one of your toys.
How's the company doing?
If you were to spend less time hanging around with your new friends, you'd know. It's not wine and roses. Already there weren't many of us, and now it looks like our only hope of success in this goddamn war is lying over there, colder than my granny's tomb. We can't last too long in this situation. The captain has to decide to make a move.
I figure the Deadwalker army will find us before we get a chance to desert. Have you had the time to talk to the human soldiers?
Yes, but they didn't say much. I don't think they trust us, or the Red Scribes, or anyone for that matter. They were just as stupid as we were. They thought they were going to join up with a great army to be safe. As you can imagine, they're a little disappointed.
You think they'll stay?
I don't think they're in any mood to fight. Once they've seen to their wounded, they'll be out of here the first chance they get.
What do you think happened here?
That we are no more than fucking insects to those bastard Ice Lords. Just one of them was able to wipe out this city with magic. We have no choice if we follow the rules. We have to find another way. Maybe your little flame problem could be a solution.
Well, for now, you don't know shit.
Tell you what, if you save our asses, I'll buy a round of drinks every day for the rest of my life.
Now that's the kind of motivation I like. I'm going.
The Knight knows this region well. He came here once before while he was protecting a delegation from the Alliance on their way to visit with the King of the Elves. He would like to reconnoiter the area. He thinks he can find things that would be of great use to his friend.
If you think you can find something useful, go ahead. But remember, the position of the camp must stay secret. And try and come back in one piece. Edwin, I need to speak to you.
What can I do for you?
I would like to ask you a few questions. I always hear people talking about the World Heart. What exactly is it?
First, forget all the children's stories about a friendly force for good, or its mythical dimension. The World Heart is very real. It is above all a source of power. It is from there that magic comes, as well as certain energies necessary for the proper functioning of our world. These energies can be captured and used. That is what magicians do. In their own way, each draws his power from the World Heart.
The demon insists we must purify it. That mean anything to you?
It's a good bet it is referring indirectly to the Ice Lords. As you know, those magicians have access to immeasurable power. This power has an origin and a cost. They drew it from the World Heart with a veracity that is truly limitless. Each of the Ice Lords' palaces has a portal linking it to the source. Imagine leeches sucking away endlessly on the energy which feeds them. To purify it, you'd have to rid the World Heart of all those leeches.
So, all we need to do is go to this place that nobody knows and clean out all the powerful magical parasites. Sounds like a plan to me. Aren't you cold like that?
Are you afraid you're no longer the master of the situation? Because I'm showing a little too much skin?
I was simply concerned about your health.
Oh, how touching. But after having spent nights on end, trapped in a cage in the middle of the swamps, I can assure you that catching a cold is not highest on the list of things I worry about.
We're gonna try to take back the town. Any suggestions?
Yes, of course. You'll need to locate a unicorn, a few leprechauns, and perhaps a fairy or two. They are your last, best hope for retaking the town.
So, you're saying it's impossible?
You catch on quickly. The might of the entire elven army was swept away in a few minutes. The Red Scribes and Freeborn Blades are only a few dozen strong. Be realistic. Your allies are disintegrating. You'd be better off fleeing this place.
And then what? Wait for the war to be lost? Put off dying another month or two until the Deadwalker army finds us?
You could hide yourself and learn how to control your demon. I could help you and speed your progress.
It's tempting. You know what? Why not? I'm getting a little tired of fighting for lost causes. Just let me get organized and we'll get the hell out of this town.
I cannot allow me to simply flee. Step off of the path to the World Heart, and I will kill her. I will kill thee as well if necessary.
Vulcan, are you still there? Did it speak to you?
Yeah. Seems like she's not a big fan of our plan to run away.
The need to reach its goal has grown too strong. Very well. Your demon will no doubt gain strength through combat. And this place seems the most appropriate.
I'm afraid you might be right. What happened to Carolthas? Have you ever seen that before?
Wait until your enemies have gathered and then take them by surprise using magic. The attack on this city bears the mark of Black Frost. To cast a spell capable of freezing a river, he would have to be here in person. It's possible that he's still in the area. He could be your key to the World Heart. Find him and eliminate him, and the door to your goal will open.
I'm going to need your talents. Come with me.
You offer me what? Sword?
Now I've seen everything. The Deadwalkers kicking each other's asses.
I beg your pardon?
What? This one talks. What the hell are you? A lich? A zombie scribe?
We've only known one another a few seconds, and already you insult me. Charming, I must say.
If you aren't one of them, then what are you?
I am an immortal superior spirit. And you?
So, you're an Ice Lord? I thought you'd be taller or something.
I have absolutely no involvement with that bunch of cheapskate conjurers, and I would never humiliate myself by working for them, since that's what you seem to be suggesting.
Oh yeah? Rotting flesh, check. Bones sticking out, check. Shitty complexion, check. You sure as hell look like a damn Deadwalker to me.
Tut tut. Did no one ever tell you not to judge a book by its cover? It's true that you're young, but use your wits. Would I be fighting my own troops if what you suggest were the truth?
All I can be sure of is that you're not really alive. And that means you're my enemy. Plus the fact, you're in my way.
This rotting body will not survive more punishment. In all my 6,000 years, I have never witnessed such power. You seem to be as unique a being as I am. What is the source of your power? What are you?
I've created a new form of magic based on fire.
Ah, do you follow the 7 laws of entropic change, or the conservation of telluric flux capacitors?
Yeah. What you said.
That's what I thought. Never mind. You want to keep your little secrets, but I shall take great pleasure in discovering what they are. So I'm definitely coming with you. At least for as long as it takes to find out what is really within your body.
What if I say no?
Well, I suppose we could go back to beating each other up. Though I suspect you'll get bored of it eventually. I did mention to you that I'm immortal, didn't I?
So why don't we avoid such a futile waste of time and just try to get on? You'll start to appreciate how charming I am eventually. Just wait and see. So how shall we begin our newfound friendship?
I have to go into Carolthas. You seem to know your way around. Come with me.
But of course, there is no finer guide than myself. I know a secret way into Carolthas.
I need to ask you something. We found a strange object in a ruined temple. It's a sphere. Probably magic.
Is it gray? Does it give off heat? Perhaps it vibrates slightly when you hold it in your hand?
Yeah, that's it. What does it do? Do you know what it is?
You imagine it's a coincidence that I described it so precisely? And you would be correct. However, based on this information, I'm able to deduce that it is a tear of the world heart. Alas, I have no idea what they're for. Have you thought of trying looking in books?
Well, there's a library in the city. I suppose I could...
Excellent notion. Look for a book about relics. The book called Living Lava is reputed to contain a great many rare facts about these sort of objects. If you plan to use the tear for something other than a paperweight, I suggest that you find that book and study it.
Who are you exactly?
I am Mathras, immortal and unique.
Right. So why aren't you out there with your Deadwalker pals?
First of all, I don't have any pals. I'm a little too old for that. Secondly, I find your implication that I am associated with them most unpleasant. I have nothing in common with those dead things. I've been around for over 6,000 years, and I'm still very much alive, thank you. I admit this body is looking a little worn.
6,000 years old? Wow. You don't look a day over 3,500.
You're too kind. Very delicate of you to say so. Nonetheless, these Deadwalkers are simply corpses that are animated by magic. Whereas I am an immortal spirit who changes bodies when they wear out. There's absolutely no similarity.
That's not so dumb. It's what allows you to go on having an effect on the world, I guess.
Exactly. I give these bodies extra life that they would not have had if they'd stayed dead. Though, of course, these days, it's unlikely they would stay dead for very long.
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why did you come to Carol Thas?
Why not? There's one thing you should know about eternity. It can be rather dull. So I do my very best to be in the right place at the right time. The place where it's the most fun.
Fun? You think this is fun?
Well, distracting then, if you prefer. What do you expect? I'm just so bored. The End of the World is a show I wouldn't want to miss.
What do you know about the Deadwalkers?
Apart from the fact that they're an incongruous mass of corpses with appalling bad taste that are animated through the use of magic, nothing. I can tell you that the power necessary for their creation, and to keep them working, is far beyond the magical abilities of any of your contemporaries. And since it's obvious they are incapable of any decision-making or strategy, they are clearly being controlled from a distance. All of which suggests the Ice Lords who are controlling these things are rather powerful. Something, I grant you, quite difficult to believe when one saw them start out at the same pitiful level of incompetence as their brothers, the Red Scribes.
In 6,000 years, have you ever seen a situation as desperate as this one?
Honestly? Well, no. You are, as you might put it, fucked. Or at least the mortals seem to be. But you carry something within you that may modify things somewhat. And it is this seemingly insignificant detail, this flap of a butterfly's wing, which may eventually change the apparently manifest destiny of the world as you know it. This demon, as you call it, has never before walked the earth. Neither he, neither it, nor any other of its kind. If they had, I would know of it, believe me. Consequently, and in spite of the evident futility of such a sentiment, there may be grounds for you to feel a slight glimmer of hope. That is, of course, if it is your desire to avert disaster.
Well, that's comforting. Do you have any ideas about what I am?
In all my long lives, I've never seen your like. Even the term demon seems to be designed to cause confusion. I have seen real demons when I lived as a war drum player amongst the dwarves.
Dwarves are just a legend. You're making fun of me.
I would never mock someone as charming as yourself. Well, almost never. Thus the dwarves did exist, and I was once one of them. They used to use these little creatures, barely the size of toddlers, in their enormous forges. They were little red creatures with tiny horns and a wicked air about them. You see, they were able to survive in the flames. The dwarves called them demons. You look a little like one of them, only larger and more gracious, of course. And you have an even more pronounced affinity with fire. I will reserve judgment about the wicked attitude for now. I believe this affinity with flames is no coincidence. You are clearly a response, a weapon, and your purpose is to face the Ice Lords. It is entirely possible that you are the fruit of an attempt to rebalance the forces of nature. Alas, I have no idea which entity is behind all of this.
Talk to you later. This city is an open grave.
A tomb where the dead may not rest in peace. Cruel, yet inventive.
You know all about that. We'll be lucky if we find any survivors. Yeah, well, he looks like one, but don't worry. He's on our side. He's not a Deadwalker, and he doesn't answer to the Ice Lords. I'll take responsibility. I'm an officer of the Freeborn Blades.
Fear not, my young friend. I don't eat elves. They play havoc with my digestion. So you're not at any risk from me.
Stop with the elf jokes. Two monsters like us just walking around is enough to get us into trouble.
Good day, even if the expression isn't necessarily appropriate. Can I help you?
I have some questions I'd like to ask you. Can you tell me more about the battle?
Battle? I don't really think you could call it that. We got wiped off the field. A defeat they'll be singing about in 1,000 years, if there's still anyone left to sing. Just when our troops were getting ready to take the Deadwalkers' assault, that monster Blackfrost appeared at their head. And in a flash, the Estelduin left its banks and came down on the city, then froze most of our troops under these huge blocks of ice. Not many survived, and our city, well, you can see for yourself.
How'd you get away?
I guess that's the advantage of being a smith. The fireplaces protected me, and I had the time to escape before the undead showed up. Without my equipment, unfortunately.
Do you know your prince personally?
I've done business with His Highness, yes, but I wouldn't say I really know him. I was honored enough to forge the first suit of armor that the king gave him. But I guess you're not really interested in the past. I can tell you that he hasn't let up since the war started. Several times after he came back to Carlthus, I've repaired his equipment, and from what I've seen, he must have been in the thick of things. I suppose he's our ruler now, as his father, may his soul reach the duel, is dead.
What can you tell me about the king?
What do you want to know? He was lost in the battle, unfortunately. He was a great king, wise and cautious. Maybe too much so if you can believe what's happening to us these days. I guess that despite everything, we should be grateful to him that we are the last to fall.
Where's the elven army?
Army? What army? Our forces were decimated by the ice, and more died after that, killed by the undead or by despair. As for those who are still here, their equipment is battered, and I can't do a thing. What can an army hope to do like that?
Do you know Relmar?
Do I know him? He's a legend for us. His repute has grown since this war began. But to be honest, it wasn't always this way. He robbed so many convoys and carts, every craftsman and merchant hated him, including me. But how can we keep hating him now? In the end, he was right.
Let's talk about something else. Show me what you have to sell.
Alas, not much. I'm missing so much equipment, but have a look. You might find something you like.
Hey, you! Help us! Look out! Up there! You there! Help us!
Shh! Keep it down. There's still patrols around. We're looking for other members of the Freeborn Blades. That mean anything to you?
The what? What's that?
The Freeborn Blades, a mercenary company.
Huh. Yeah, I heard of them. I think they're in the southern part of the city. That's where the king was last seen. Maybe you can find him.
The king? What do you mean?
I can't be certain he's still there. Maybe he's been captured. We can only hope that he's still alive.
Prince Arundel, what are you doing here, my lord?
I followed you, Vulcan. I must save our king, with or without your aid. What is this thing?
I don't know, but it doesn't look right.
Son, my boy, can it be you?
Oh, fuck.
By all the gods. Father, it cannot be!
Do not look upon me. I am so sorry. Do not stay here. Take the crown and leave this place.
Oh, Father, but what have they done to you?
I surrendered. Lord Blackfrost told me that you were slain. That Marshal Winter's army had left no survivors at Bastion. I had not the strength to even raise my sword. And so he changed us, remade us, the other nobles and I, and all those who had taken refuge in the palace. He wanted me to witness our end, so that I would live with our defeat and the news of your death for eternity. But you are alive. You live. Your mother and I are so relieved to know you live.
Mother? But how can I release you from this curse?
My son, if you only knew how sorry we are. You cannot save us. We are condemned to this abomination. You must slay us. The others, the Queen, the Count, all of these people. I feel their suffering. Hear their screams within me. Put an end to it, I beg you. Free us that our souls may be with you.
Sire, I can take care of this, if you want me to.
For pity, my boy. Whatever you decide. Take the crown.
There is more power lying hid in this twisted corpse than in a dozen juggernauts. I will not stand by and watch those blood-sucking necromancers steal it from me once more.
Sire, please step aside.
What are you doing?
I'm taking back the power that was stolen from the World Heart.
How dare you? That is my father, the King of Caralthas. I have to perform the funeral rite to free his soul. Have you no respect?
Respect for him that joineth with the Deadwalkers? Ah, I think not.
We have to get back to the camp before the Deadwalkers come for us. The death of one of the liches is bound to have gotten their attention.
I will come soon. I must first perform a ritual to free my father's soul from this unholy carcass so that it may stay with me.
I'll wait outside.